Yeah. One second. Test, test, test. Okay, that was weird. Welcome, welcome. One moment. Okay, this is off. And we are live. Test, test, QD aboard. I know you. Okay, good news. I've got my camera working. Because I realized that, hey, Citizen Sleeper is actually a super simple game, so should be able to use the Live 2D model while playing. Vogue, Vogue indeed. Hello, Mac. One moment, I shall enable the subtitles. Words, words, words. Yay, words are appearing on the screen. And yeah, we're doing the Live 2D model today. It's been a while since I whipped it out, so I am so animated. It's great. Sometimes I forget how much I love this model. It's so damn cute. When in doubt, whip it out. Oh man. Yeah, just whip out that model, slap it onto the table. Ah. And yeah, the toggles are all should be working as well. So yeah, we got lots to look forward to today. Like some manly, manly, manly men. Yeah, there's nothing more man than cat ears and thigh highs. And yeah, sometimes I forget that the model actually has thigh highs. Actually, let me wait. No, that's actually no. If I were to try and show, it might mess up some of my settings. I think I'm better off just doing it like this. Also, even though the model, like I am able to use the Live 2D model, there are still quite a few limitations. Like the model is very slow to actually capture my movements. You can probably see by how the mouth isn't moving half of the time. Move then Control Z. I don't think that's how it works. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna mess around with it a little. Nope, never mind. I forgot the controls. I completely forgot the controls. Did the bounty hunter catch up to you? Almost. His goons caught up to us, and it caused a lot of trouble. I got shot. I got straight up shot, and now I have permanent damage that I have to deal with. The game it seems to imply that the damage is permanent. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Apparently, the dude has found a way to hack into my system. So now I have to actively resist his attempts to hack into me. No way to repair? Maybe, but at the moment I don't have a way to repair. It seems to imply that eventually I'll unlock a workbench or something. But right now I just have to deal with the fact that I don't have that I have to just walk around with bullet holes in my body. Anyway, let's get started. Cycle 19. Cycle 19, crazy. I remember last stream we were just at Cycle 2. Not the gooners. But yeah, some crazy stuff happened. Like we got ambushed. So we figured, yeah, let's just leave the station. Even though we don't have a lot of fuel, we might at least just run into somebody in space, into some like big ship, or maybe it's another distress beacon. And then, out of fucking nowhere, the station exploded. The biggest space station we were at, it just freaking exploded. And we're still not sure if it was some kind of freak accident or if that was Lane being so gun-ho on taking us down that he would take out an entire space station just to get rid of us. And yeah, we were drifting in space for quite a while because big whoop shockwave hit our ship, so we were spinning uncontrollably. And now we made it to this other station. It's called, man, I forgot what this is called. I think it's called the Spire or something like that. And the good news is that Lane has lost our scent. He has no idea which way we went after the station exploded, so we are a bit safer. Though he still has access to my system, so he is actively trying to hack into me. You see these dice up here that are glitchy looking? That's Lane actively messing with my systems. These count as level 0 dice, so they have very, very poor performance. I have to say right away that this game is way more difficult than the first one. And the first one, like, it may have taken a while, but steadily got into a position where I was thriving. But here, man, I'm fuck, not gonna lie. In most games, being shot would be like, oh well, patch it up with magic medkit. Yeah, this game really wants the consequences to stick this time around, which I actually appreciate. The first game was a bit lenient. A bit way too lenient, to be honest. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me on a space station full of rats. Anyway, oh yeah, Mech, you were asking how our character looks in this game. Well, this is what they look like in this game, but they look pretty much the same as the sleeper in the first game. It's just a different sprite this time. But yeah, like the face is pretty much the same. Freaking Sans Undertale. The other two classes also looked pretty much the same. Just the sprite was a bit different to reflect the fact that we are floating now instead of walking. Not the rats. Rant. Also, hi Rant. Did I say hi already? Whatever. I'll say hi again. But yeah, shit is rough. And like, as if me getting shot wasn't bad enough, the quests I was doing on the station back there, all of them cancelled. All of them are incomplete now. So my investment into them, my progress, that's just gone. Even the NPCs that were there, I made some friends there, and they are now most likely dead. So yeah, this game doesn't pull any punches. And I can't load any saves either because the game auto saves the moment you do literally anything. Anyway, let's look around. The Underhang. Ah, right, the station is called the Far Spindle. Okay, the life beneath. Many residents of the Far Spindle live in the ramshackle Underhang. It's not an easy place to learn to navigate. Wonder the Underhang, help the residents. Okay, definitely not this one. Engineering is one of my worst skills. Let's find something that takes, what's it called? Interfacing, right. Spindle Cooper. There's no way you are worth this much to Lane. This has to be a thing of principles to him. Like, he's made it important to himself that no one can escape him. Yeah, like the way he talks to us, he always talks like we owed him, like we just spat in his face by rejecting his kindness, quote unquote. Even though it's just pretty much just a slave contract, he is an absolute control freak. Night interface with. Well, you'd have to be asleep over that. Anyway, chat to the crews, explore the core. Nothing here either. What about here? Pinnacle docks. There we go. Study the manifest. With so much freight flying around, it seems safer to cozy up with a terminal and study the manifests to learn this place. Pinnacle Explorer. The Pinnacle docks are vast and filled with freight haulers and stevedores. This is not an easy place to wander. I do have some scrap. I could try and sell it. Natural outcome. Good enough. Kindness. Looks inside. I own you. You are cattle. How dare you? The embodiment of bra he is. Yeah. An interesting thing is that Lane actually existed in the first game, but we never met him because I kind of I did the right things to avoid ever running into him. But he was described as like this top level bounty hunter who no sleeper can escape from. The game very much made it clear, like if he ever finds me, it's game over. And this game literally starts with us staring him down. It's quite the subversion. Did you say Lane was in the first game? Yeah, but only like I don't know if you would actually ever meet him. I just remember another bounty hunter, a much weaker one, talking about how we should be lucky that it wasn't Lane who got us because Lane wouldn't be so lenient with us. Lane was pretty much like a how do you call it? There's this character archetype, the dread, right? The dread, like the kind of character that is mentioned in the lore, described like some kind of boogeyman, and their reputation is built up way before they ever actually appear on screen. Okay, double, and now I probably have to use these dice. Oh, actually, nice. Okay, I got something. A strip of chaos and the void. Force spindle. As you glide through the Pinnacle docks, you hear shouting echoing down the corridor. You tentatively change direction, your eyes fixed ahead as the passage widens into a large bay. Others rush past you, heading toward the commotion. Your eyes are drawn by the bay's vast viewing window, which is currently being spattered with glittering shards of ice. In front of it, a dockworker is shouting to anyone who will listen. Spacers, workers of the Force Spindle, we need your urgent assistance. The water carrier Sprite Tide has suffered heavy damage in transit from Wellspring. He takes a breath. All able hands, we need your help to secure the cargo. Without this water, Force Spindle will struggle to support you. He looks desperately at the crowd. Please, any of you who are able to help, make yourselves known. Behind him, a corona of ice objects from one of the tanks, drawing a pale halo around the ship. Boogie from Grim Adventures or Billy and Mandy. It's also funny because Dread characters are usually, threatening and intimidating. This dude just throws tantrums like a toddler. It's pretty much any character of this type sounds like a toddler on paper, but like when a guy that powerful has a tantrum, you don't feel like like you're looking at a child. You feel like you're looking at a psychopath with a gun, and that's pretty much what he is. His tantrums are very much lead to people dying, and that's the scary part. You watch the scene unfold, hesitant in the face of making someone else's problem your own. I don't know, I'm tempted. Hmm. Saving Springtide. Damaged in transit, the Springtide now needs desperate action to save its cargo before it's too late. Serious leak. The Springtide's precious cargo of water is being lost cycle by cycle. Without it, the far spindle could be in trouble. Well, I don't have very good roles for this. Not really is the thing. Like, the archetypical Dread character could be said to be Star Wars Darth Vader. Yeah, he is pretty much the proto Dread character. Only problem is that he shows up literally within the first minutes of the movie. And a more accurate Dread archetype. I'm trying to think, but I'm not really. Apollyon from For Honor. She's a very good Dread character, but there are others. I definitely remember others. But like a major part of the Dread character is that their reputation is known to the viewers, to the audience, before the character itself. Holy shit, Thunder just randomly started. Oh, I know that feeling. In the past few days, that happened quite a few times actually. Like, totally chill night, not even humid, no signs of a storm, and suddenly out of nowhere there's a lightning strike way far off. I'm like, what the hell, is it about to rain? Then I go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and nope, there was no rain. I mean, the point of a dreaded character is they exist as a looming threat. They can be seen, even seen early, so long as they're seen less. So to speak, their shadow far precedes them. Fair, fair. I just feel like Darth Vader gets a bit too much exposition. But that's also not really a complaint because, I mean, Star Wars is fucking based. I love Star Wars. It's a really good movie. It's just, I suppose it's a product of its time. Hmm. Anyway. Hmm. Oh, Adam Smasher. I think at least. I haven't really played Cyberpunk, but I know that Adam Smasher is like very much has a reputation all around the game before you even meet him. What do you feel of the prequels and the pre-sequels? Pre-sequels? I won't really call them pre-sequels, just sequels. There's the original trilogy, there's the prequels, and then there's the sequels. And honestly, I like the prequels. They're not as good as the original trilogy, but they're not as horrid as people make them out to be. As for the sequels, I enjoyed what's it called? Um, I enjoyed The Last Jedi, but that's about it. That's the only good thing I can say about the entire sequel trilogy. The Death Star conference room scene in Star Wars is honestly masterful exposition. Oh yeah, that's good shit. Borderlands joke. Oh, I was wondering. It did sound familiar, but yeah. Nah, the pre-sequel deserved better. Anyway, right. I don't think I should be doing this now, especially with only 2 level 0 dice. But I do need to use them to be able to deal with my glitchings. I hated that every force user was children of the old were children of the old ones. Wait, what? Wait, what? In what movie? You mean in the sequel? The sequel trilogy? Yeah, that is kind of weird now that I think about it. Yeah, like every major Jedi character, which honestly was just two. Well, not just, I mean, every major Force user character was either a character from the previous movies or their kids. Which, yeah, kind of like, oh, yeah, the Force flows through all of us. We all could use the Force, but those guys can use it more because they have midichlorian accounts. Anyway, right. This is Bliss's Bay. Hell yeah. Oh no, that's the thing. Yeah, I gotta wait for Bliss to actually repair the rig, which will take at least four cycles. It's like, why not use new people like the games do? Well, because that doesn't sell, unfortunately. Like, in a way, games don't use the main characters because that would be too expensive and too difficult to deal with all the hoops they would have to jump through because it's fucking Disney. So making original characters is actually way less stress on the writing team and the development team of the game. So it's not just it's not just a decision of like, we're tired of the main cast, let's create new characters. It's also a logistical choice because creating a new cast gives you all the freedom you want to make any kind of story you want. If the main character of a game were Luke Skywalker, then suddenly you are way more limited in what you can do. You pretty much have to consult George Lucas on literally everything. All right. Is there anything new here? No. How about I go back to the rig and guys, these. Nah, never mind. No sneeze. Oh, that didn't make the dice go away. That's odd. I mean, not the dice, but the glitch. I guess it has to be a success for the glitch to go away. Okay, time to end the cycle. Okay, let's focus on getting supplies. A brief respite. Hexport's demise has put a barrier between Darkseid and the Far Spindle. Lane can't follow, so for now you are safe. Wait, why is it 2? Why are all these 2 segments? I've only been here for 1 cycle. Whatever. Let's go help out. Positive outcome. Hell yeah. Neutral outcome. Hell yeah. Do I use a one-sided die? 50% neutral, 50% negative. What's negative gonna do, actually? Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. No fails. Isn't that nice to see, for once? Okay, let's try to rest again. Okay, nope. Gonna keep failing my rest check, I guess. The rig. You awake to the sound of blaring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk and dizzyingly glance around. Lane? Bounty hunters? You kick off and glide towards the door. As you do, Bliss pops their head around the corner. Sorry. They look a little sheepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. Your wiring's all backwards. It takes you a moment to understand what's happening. You steady yourself against the doorframe. Sorry, I'm just a little jumpy. I get it. Bliss looks down. Look, didn't mean to wake you. It takes you a while to get ready and drift down to the mess to see what's happening. By then, Bliss has turned off the alarms. You find them unspooling wires from the hatch you'd never previously noticed in the mess's ceiling. Sorry again, Sleeper. Their voice comes through the ceiling panels, muffled and dull. You settle at the stool, neatly tucking your legs behind the crossbar. So, how are you doing? Me? Bliss's muffled voice echoes through the room. I'm working. Helps me keep helps keep my mind off things. What things? Bliss spins deftly, hooking their legs into open ceilings so that, from your perspective, they are hanging upside down. They give you a look. Do you really want to know? A yawning Seraphim drifts in. He looks between the two of you, amused. What are you up to? What are you do? I can't read today. What are you both doing up so early? You and Bliss exchange amused looks. You didn't hear the alarm? He shrugs. Heavy sleeper. He drifts over to the mess's cupboards to hunt for some breakfast. You turn back to Bliss, but they have disappeared back into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with the shrill screech of a power tool. Dude's a sleeper. No, he's not an actual sleeper. He is human. Seraphim looks totally unaffected and hugs himself onto a stool, lazily sucking at a ration pouch while he taps away at his slate. The screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off from your stool. Time to head out. Bliss rushes after you, stopping you in the passageway before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. Oh? Nah, he's a sleeper. Says so right there. If you say so. But is he a citizen? That is the question. Bliss leads you off the main corridor into a corner of the ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into a room with low sloped ceilings, a simple round window illuminating some neat tool storage, and a workbench set into the wall. Look, Bliss begins. I'm a specialist, but I'm a quick learner and good at repairs. I think you need one. They glance at you, at a tear in the thick vinyl skin of your arm. Can I take a look? They smile and lead you towards the workbench. They turn your arm, looking at the tear from all angles. They reach over to the workbench and take a small sealant gun from the rack. You look at the setup. It's basic, but it looks clean and well organized. They gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so it closes up neatly. After they are done, they release your arm and you can barely see the scar. Bliss admires their work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than a tear, but I can handle it. They turn and search through a set of metal drawers for a moment. Here. They produce a couple of carefully machined, pristine components. But saving these for an important job, I guess I just found it. Bliss pushes the components into your arms. Take them. When you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you right up. These are rare. These are rare to find, though. In future, we might have to make do with something lower quality. You can find scrap components at most scrappy ships, like that one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier they'll be to integrate with your systems. I'll do my best to keep you running. Thanks, but why help me? You're a guest in my bay, and I can't have my guests' bodies collapsing now, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. Bliss smiles. We should get back to fixing this ship. They leave you in the workshop among the simple tools, considering the practical qualities of your new friend. Alrighty then, we just unlocked the workshop. Hell yeah. Visit the rig workshop above. Rig workshop. You can repair your dice at the rig workshop. You can only repair dice which are fully broken. Repairs require either scrap components or rare components. The better components you use, the less glitches you will suffer. You cannot repair dice during a contract. Hmm. Hmm. Improvised dice repair, normal dice repair. If you are desperate, Bliss can make repairs with inferior components, but this will cause many glitches within your frame. Bliss will do their best to repair your damages, as long as they have the components. There will be minor glitches. Rare components, complex machine parts, valuable objects in the ramshackle belt. Well, let's do it. Oh, she gave me two. Awesome. And my dice is back. Lovely. Still gotta wait the cycle until I can actually use it. And I've got another point. Just gotta wait one more. Need one more point until I can level up my engineering skill to not be absolute ass. Meantime, let's go save the station. Positive. Hmm. Neutral 50% negative. I still don't know what happens if I roll negative, so I was hoping. Ah, shit. Oh, it only cost me energy. Okay, that's not so bad. I was worried it would make the station worse. Nah. One more turn. One more turn. Come on. Okay. Fuck me, I guess. Now I need some. Oh no, I haven't found a food plate. Oh shit, oh crap. I probably should have thought about that earlier. Nope, not a food place. And not a food place either. Ah, fuck, I should have thought about that earlier. I'm gonna have to eat our supplies. Ah, +3 energy. Could be worse. End cycle. You jerk suddenly awake. A fragment is lodged in your mind. A shard of sound, a signal, a tone. It resonates like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You look down to see your hands blurred, your fingers dancing as if they were typing. Suddenly, your finger, your fingers flap like caught birds. Take control. It takes all of your focus to set them. You force yourself back into them, a sensation like squeezing on a tight pair of gloves. You flex your hand a little to feel, test them. What was? You take a deep breath to calm yourself, but as you do, you are reminded that you don't need to breathe. It is a claustrophobic sensation that you cannot shake. You get up, push off the wall, pull on your clothes, anything to escape the dreams that hover there at the back of your mind. Seraphim drifts in casually, heading to his bunk to grab something. You can't shake the strange sensation that he has just drifted into your mind. He shoots you a glance. I said, "Are you okay?" He gives you a concerned look. "You look terrible." "To be honest, buddy, not really." You mumble a response. "You need to talk to me, sleeper." Seraphim gives you a look. He sighs. "I know something happened back when we were leaving Hexport." "Do I recognize this guy from the station that blew up?" "Yes, not just the station that blew up. He is the friend that escaped with us. He changed his outfits because he got injured in the blast." He was the first character. Yeah. He is literally our buddy. He helped us escape from Lane. You asked why his sprite looked like he was flat. Sorry. You asked why his sprite looked like he was floating. But his sprite changed in between because he is injured now. You can see the plaster on his nose and the thing around his abdomen. Also his hand. He is very injured. But alive. He's way more squishy than we are. Okay. I know something happened back when we were leaving Hexport. The explosion? Not the explosion. He shakes his head. I saw it, sleeper. Something changed in your eyes. He pauses, looking for the right way to explain. They were cold, fixed. I've never seen that before. He looks away. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew because of your eyes. I'd never met a sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were not a machine. It was obvious. But then, on the rig, I can't see that anymore. But I am a machine. Nah, that's a bad thing to say. Also, I don't like this answer either. Like, I don't know what happened. I know what happened. Freaking Elaine hacked into my systems. I guess I could still say this to in a way like I don't understand how it happened. What did it feel like? It gives you a curious look. Try to identify it. Interface, come on, positive. And neutral, I'll take it. You close your eyes and recall the moment. You remember Lane's voice, the red hot and close, the numbness. And then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright, like spider silk, a thread. Sleeper? Seraphine's voice interrupts your thoughts. You open your eyes to his irritated face. Are you even listening? We need to get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. Seraphine gives you a stubborn stare. This isn't just about you. Okay, but where? Been asking around. Seraphine's face is set with determination now. There's not a station near this one. Float Sam. It's a mess, an accumulation of wrecks and docked ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in war. We should go there as soon as the rig is ready. Okay, I'll go. Look, I know I don't know what it is like to be a sleeper. I understand there are things you can't tell me, can show me. But I do know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm not going to nag you about it, but it needs to be done. He passes by you as he leaves the bunks, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you to your thoughts. You finish getting dressed, feeling your body its strangeness, even though you wish you didn't. At the very least, you think you need to find someone who can stop you from falling apart. Maybe Flotsam is not such a bad idea. You push the thought to the back of your mind. There's a cycle ahead, and the rig isn't ready. When it is, then you'll see. Two more cycles before something happens. One more cycle until Bliss is ready. By the way, we still have the station to see. Let's not take risks. Minor drive complete. You watch from the docking bay's viewing window as the crumpled, vast hull of the Springtide is finally welded shut by a score of bright torches, flickering against its side. Mali? Ah, experienced water holder captain. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis. The voice comes from behind you, beside you, and you turn to see a man floating there, watching the repair work. You don't recognize him. I saw you there, helping the crew. He turns to you with a serious look. They needed it. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching you carefully. I haven't seen you on the spindle before. What, if I may ask, is your business here? I'm escaping someone. He arches an eyebrow. I'm not going to take that as a poor attempt at humor. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impassive. At least I am her captain. I do not own her. The Lotex Syndicate, my employer, was the one who put me into her service. Why didn't you say so earlier? Now, glad to meet you. He bows his head gently. You have my thanks for assisting with the repairs. We were caught by some autonomous convoy munitions. He looks out at his ship. The wellspring is getting more dangerous every cycle. And after export, I do not expect things to improve. We both go quiet for a moment. The loss of the station still inspiring silence in anyone who mentions it. Tell me, as a sleeper, do you feel you have advantages over others? Or does your particular condition provide only weaknesses? Advantages, of course. There are many downsides. I'm not answering that. Physically, there are advantages. I have more dice than anybody else. I am more durable than anybody else. And thanks to Seraphin, I don't have to deal with consuming serum anymore, but being at the risk of getting hacked, that is not a pleasant thing. But I am counting more upsides than downsides at the moment. Advantages, of course. He nods. Suddenly, you showed this with your work on the Springtide. He gestures towards the Springtide. Your work on my ship only evidences your abilities. You far outperformed every man on my crew. He looks to you, angling his head in deference, in conditions that are usually deadly. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administration at the Far Spindle are not happy. We are to be impounded here until the Lotic Syndicate fulfills the agreed water freight. He frowns at the crumpled-looking ship. This war continues to pressure the belt. Then what will you do? This is where you are needed, Sleeper. Malik folds his arms. My crew tells me you have a ship. You have workers. This is what I need. As we fled from the convoy attack, our navigator registered something of great interest. A water-rich asteroid, one I believe is previously unknown to the syndicates. He comes a little closer. For now, I have sworn to secrecy, as must you. But if this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it would more than make up for the shortfall of the springtide. So tell me where it is. How does this involve me? Now I'm gonna let him continue. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It is a simple enough job, but its location, so close to the edge of the wash, is problematic. However, you have shown yourself to be very competent. If you are careful, there is no reason you should have problems with Conway, or any other hostile party for that matter. Hostile party? Malik shrugs. The wash is where the orbits of the inner system and starboard belt conspire to bring vessels, objects, and all kinds of wanderers together. It is a territory of opportunists. I will, of course, reimburse you with a portion of the fee the Far Spindle administration are withholding from me. 250 Creo is my offer. How will your employer feel about that? Why not do it yourself? How will your employer feel about that? The Lotic Syndicate only cares that its water is delivered and its fees paid. I am free to make sure this happens in a timely and efficient manner, as I see fit. He passes you a thumbnail drive. Here are details on the tests I need you to run for the survey. A sample core of ice from deep within the asteroid should give you enough material to work with. You notice a member of the Springtide's crew waiting quietly at a distance, and Malik nods to them discreetly. This is a delicate matter, Sleep. Survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results to my personal terminal. The frequency is in the data. The results go to me, only to me. Then, once the matter is resolved, you will be paid. I am needed. But I expect you to have all you need. I have enjoyed watching your work, Sleeper. Impress me again. Oh, we got a bot. Will I be able to ban them before my lovely models? And I got the kill. Finished too fast. Well, I am a cat. I have reflexes, if nothing else. And with that, he bows a little and drifts away to meet his crew member. After watching him go, you turn back to the springtide, still impressive despite being scattered with curls of ice and shiny with fresh wells. You imagine any captain of a ship like that has been through a lot to get where they are. That makes them a valuable ally, or a dangerous adversary, depending on where you are. You hope with Malik, you can find your way to be the former. Well, we have a job, but it's not like we can do it. Not with the ship being in the state that it is. Hmm. Well, let's continue exploring here. Neutral outcome. Nice. New location discovered. Signal station. Align arrays. The signal station makes use of the network of arrays across the far spindle. Synchronizing them is specialist work. Okay, looks like I've got something I can get paid to do. But I've almost got this one, so let's keep going with this. Now, let's use a 5-sided die. Die. Pinnacle Explorer. And another one. Belt-born Venture. Venture bar shift. Only vouch for members can gamble on the venture. But bar shifts are easy to come by, mostly because they pay in tips and little more. Gambler's friend. If you want to gamble in the Beltborn venture, you'll need a member's backing. Perhaps after enough shifts, you'll find a sponsor. Gambling. No thanks. I'm good. Okay, Spindle Core. The Underhang. Wait, was that safe room? No, that's a risky one. Man, all of these are either risky or dangerous. When will I ever find a safe one? Explore the core. Chat to the crews. Help the residents wander the underhang. The underhang grew organically, unit after unit built on top of each other by refugees and new residents. This makes it a tough place to explore. Refugees, you say? Maybe I'll meet someone interesting. Beneath. Oh, our fuel capacity is 10 now. Interesting. Okay, time to end the cycle. As you drift lazily to the ship's mess, you hear raised voices. You still yourself for a moment at the entrance, then slip inside. Seraphim sits, hooked onto his usual stool, his slate glowing beside him. He is shaking his head as you enter. Bliss, meanwhile, is floating freely and gesticulating sharply as they explain something important. I don't see why not, Bliss chops in the air. It's not like you have an alternative. We can get the cryo. It'll take time, but we can get it. That was the deal. Seraphim speaks calmly, trying to placate Bliss. Sleeper! Bliss spots you entering, and they turn to Seraphim. Let's see what Sleeper thinks about it. About what? They both fall silent for a moment. Seraphim sighs. Greg's ready, Sleeper. They gesture around the mess. I fixed it. Hell, I've improved it. Just purring, thanks to me. Now, wouldn't you say, having done such an incredible job, I deserve to be paid properly for my work? A calculated look crosses their face. A refit and retune like this would typically cost my clients hundreds of cryo, even if I was feeling charitable. Seraphim sighs loudly. He knows better. He knows where this is going. See, I can make you pay, and maybe you could even escape the Creo well, and maybe you can even scrape the Creo up. But not without taking a contract and taking the ship off station, leaving me in the lurch. He wouldn't do that, Seraphim starts, but Bliss holds up a hand to shut him. So, I have a proposition. One that clears the debt completely. They pause. I will turn around the open sign on this little bay of mine and join up with you. Oh my god, Bliss is a true member? Okay, that is. I like where this is going. Hell yeah. Also, what the heck, Bliss? Again, leaving a bay? She did this exact same thing in the first game. Why can she not just find a place to stay? She hates settling down, it seems. They hate settling down, it seems. Shit, I keep misgendering them. Ah, fuck. Old habits die hard. Finish my crew. Okay. You keep me in work, give me my split, and give me transit to wherever you're headed. I'll even keep this rig of yours working for free. I could be better than that. Us staying and being on our way, with no hangers on. Seraphim folds his arms and looks at you. Tell him, sleeper. Why is Seraphim so against this body? She literally saved our lives. They, fuck! What do I keep saying she? Oh, man. Please don't cancel me, guys. Please. I swear it's not intentional. Uh, but Shenna. No! No, 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 please! No! Not a Shenna! No! Whoops, I might have summoned her. Oh no! Oh no, why would you do this? Why would you do this? No! Oh yeah, did you hear what Ash said earlier? About her PC troubles? I think that's what you're referring to. Other than that, not really. She says that Phyllis is a cutie. Lies, slander. How dare you? Okay. Actually, we could use their help. Bliss grins at Seraphim. See, Sleeper gets it. You can use my help. I'm an excellent engineer, tight shipmate, and a half-decent chef. I'm done with far spending. I'm done taking not enough jobs for not enough Creo on a station where I know nobody. They pause, satisfied. You're welcome. Okay, so this heavily implies that Ankita isn't in the picture anymore. That's interesting. But that's so weird. Bliss left the eye because they were saying like, "Oh, there's nothing left for me here." They made it to the outer belt. They make it to a station. They open up a new bay, and the same problems appear once again. What's their game plan even? No, I lost my cool nodders. I lost so many emotes in the last couple of days. Ah, subscriptions expiring. Understandable. But at least you still have the finesse emotes. Ah, wah, 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 wah. Seraphim holds up his hands. Look, we appreciate it, but we are on the run, Bliss. Trust me, you're better off here. He gives them a serious look. Even me telling you this could put you in danger. Bliss pauses. Then they start laughing. On the run! They shake their heads, smiling. You expect me to be scared of, but that goofy shit is actually, it's kind of true, actually. Bliss just shrugs. The system is a war. The belt is spiraling into crisis. Everyone's got something. I know you were an expert. Seraphine looks at them open-mouthed, searching for a retort. I know what happened there. Who's to say it won't happen here? I'm not sitting around watching this all play out any longer. Something has to give. They turn to Seraphine. Look, you've done your due diligence or whatever. You're on the run. I've been warned. Accept the risks. That's it. At the end of the day, your ship is clamped into my bay. So, unless you know my encryption protocols, there's not much left to discuss. Seraphine shakes his head, a small smile crossing his face. They've got us there. He looks at you, then at Bliss. Looks like we've gained a crewmate. He unhooks his stool. But I'm moving to the engine room. He drifts off towards the bunk to gather his things. You and Bliss exchange nervous looks. Welcome aboard, Bliss. Bliss smiles and gives you a half-hearted mock salute. Ah. You lift Bliss in the galley and head to the cockpit. The rig is ready to fly again, but the question is, where to take her next? Seraphine mentioned Flotsam, a short starboard journey from here. It's a busy station where you might find an artificer to help diagnose your glitches and errors. Sunbird, meanwhile, is the Helium Gate, an abandoned and uninhabited megastructure left over from the Solheim days. Maybe good for salvage, but not an easy place to survive. And beyond that, well, as they say, the belt is wide, and at least now you have a functioning ship. Tutorial. You have unlocked the belt map. Go to the map and press belt button to travel to other hubs and discover new parts of the starboard belt. Ice-rich asteroid. I know, that's not... It's just one place. Oh, I see how it works. Okay, that is cool. There's Flotsam. There's Holmes Rock. Debris field has no required. Oh, hazard navigation. Interesting. Helium Gate. Derelict Solheim checkpoint. Dark side. Atsubo territory. Spoof transponder required. Wow, we can actually go back to dark side? Like at a later point in the game? That's gonna be a nightmare. Wait, no, I wanted to move the thingy. Okay, that's how I moved. Oh my gosh, this is huge. There's so many hubs. Oh, that is so cool. I am liking this. But ooh, and I actually have to create a line of, like, you can't just go here because this is in the way. Okay, that is also really cool. Vogue. Fitness pet being so slow trips me up. I did it on purpose. Ha 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 ha. Gonna trigger all the people. Gonna get all the valuables from it, ooh. Citizen EP is long. Yeah, this game already looks so much bigger than the first game. Like, it really gives you a sense of scale because, like, literally any one of these stations can be the size of the whole world in the first game. It really puts things into perspective. Okay, so what is this? The whole debris field settlement. Greenbelt. Seeded asteroid. Scatter yards. Clustered shipyards. Hellion Gate. Derelict Solheim checkpoint. Well, we should go to Flotsam, because there we can find a doctor there. Oh, we got a net break. I'm gonna take this moment to take a big sippy. A wealth vast water extraction facility. Interesting. Local. Okay, well, first things first, we need fuel to actually get there. Dogbone Venture, signal station. Diagnose your frame, explore far spindle, find potential crew. Already have a crew. Oh, and I can tell Bliss to do stuff, actually. That's awesome. Yeah, we also need supplies. Dang it. I need to find a place to actually buy fuel. Just hoping I'll be able to find something here. New location discovered. Memba's Kitchen. Earn a meal. I have to earn a meal? I can't just buy one? Impressing Nemba. Nemba is too busy to spend much time with everyone in the kitchen, but he does notice those who do good work. Nemba's Kitchen serves those that can't work in the underhand, but able-bodied visitors like you have to work a kitchen shift to get to eat. Do I get to eat like every... Oh, it's a save roll! Okay, I can definitely use my number 1 die here. Negative outcome, but I still got energy. Hell yeah. Didn't give me progress though, but who cares? Still, I need to buy... Skill point! Engineering! Nice. Now I can... There was another thing I could do, right? Yeah, now I can do this one as well. Help the residents. Nah, something tells me I'm not gonna find any shops down here. Maybe I should do stuff around the core. Explore the core. Come on, positive. Neutral. Yeah. Okay. Please. Okay, nice. New location discovered. Gaia's Gyre. Order a Vortac. Oh, a Wrack. Wrack is a seaweed-based liquor with a powerful saline taste. Gaia's Gyre has a reputation for serving it neat and strong. Getting wrecked. The freelancers of the Far Spindle seem cagey, but spend enough time at the local bar and they'll warm up to you. Buy kelp cakes. Each cylindrical kelp tank sits at the center of Gaia's Gyre. It's the source of the key ingredient to the canteen's food. Kelp cakes. I don't think that's that's supplies. I think that's something I eat. So, not what I'm looking for. Supplies, motherfucker. Yeah, but this is bad. I don't think we'll be able to find any fuel to leave the station this way. This ain't good. Guys, Geyer. If I use this, yeah, it's only a neutral, which will give me only one segment, and I think only every 2 segments it allows me to discover something, so... Oh, a 2-sided die also doesn't help them. Let's just use it here. Negative outcome, but I still got energy out of that. A brief respite. Now what? I'm gonna tell Bliss to scavenge fuel. Maybe if something bad happens by the next cycle, at least we will have enough fuel to make it somewhere. End cycle. Something flickers in the back of your mind. You stop. You have to stop. Blink it away. It is a tightness behind your left eye, an aching point that refuses to move. And then the voice begins, hissing through the background noise of the rig systems, a new whine amongst the chorus of the life support and ventilation. Sleeper. The hiss begins laying sharp features to mind. I suppose you thought you had slipped my net. Export jumps into your mind, an image of the station emulating in white light, though you were not conscious to witness it. You are distant. His voice hisses into white noise. But you're not free of me yet. I'm coming, sleeper, and I will retake control of what is mine. The closer I come to you, the more you will feel it. Lane moves your finger to tap your forehead. I'm in here. Until you cannot resist. A bright smile, pale eyes, a growing hiss that hurts. Then the hiss is gone. The rig suddenly quiet. The stinging tightness diffusing behind your eyes. But the fear remains. Sleeper, you good? Seraphine is there, floating by your berth. You were talking. Something's wrong. Lane is coming. Seraphine looks alarmed. You feel him, right? You can use that. You can stay ahead of him. He squeezes your shoulder. We can do this. We are fast and smart. We keep moving. We don't stay anywhere for too long. And we find a way. Somehow. Do not. You do not know how Lane is able to reach into your mind like this. How he is able to speak to you. But you want so desperately for it to stop. You must find out what he has done to you before it is too late. You must stay ahead of Lane at all costs. Oh shit, 3 levels of glitch. That ain't good. Lane is hunting you once again. His progress will be tracked by the hunt clock. If this is filled, he will catch up with you. It will increase once every cycle you spend in a hub. However, each time you travel, the hunt will reduce by 3. If you keep moving, you stay 1 step ahead of Lane. Okay. The hunt. Lane is back on your tail with renewed intensity. As long as you keep moving, you won't have to face him again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cycles, okay. I've had to deal with worse. Okay, let's continue exploring. Explore the spindle. The core. Oh, neutral? Are you kidding me? Really? Well, at least I got a new location. Spindle Trade Hall. Finally, this is where I can buy fuel. This is good. This is good. Okay, full fuel. So I'll only take 30 credits. Good deal. But the supplies are gonna be a bit tougher. You know what? Supplies, motherfucker. Fez or bowler hat? I don't know what a Fez. Fill supplies. You know what? Let's fill our supplies. And let's go do that contract. Make purchase. Soleil. And let's use our last die. What the monkey from Aladdin wears. Oh, that kind of thing. I thought that's called a sash or something like that. Or a turban. Oh wait, no. You mean the? Oh right, he doesn't wear that. He wears like a cone thing, right? A cone thing with a little like a fuzzy thing on top. Yeah, okay, I remember now. Well, definitely bowler hat then. I much prefer a bowler hat. The Fez is a bit too comedic. Vogue. Look at the kind of hat I'm wearing. What do you expect? I like classy things. Okay, spindle core. The life beneath. On the underhand, help the citizens. Neutral, nice. Come on, neutral. Come on, neutral. Come on, neutral. Hell yeah, okay. New location discovered. Spindle's Edge. Ceiling shift. Ah man, this is gonna suck. It takes endure. Most of the far spindle workers don't like going out to seal up new units, so they leave that tiring and dangerous work to outsiders. The outsider, but I already killed that guy. Hmm. Wait, that's the shift. Oh, that's a risky. Let's do this one. Worst case scenario, I lose some energy, which doesn't matter anyway. Oh, neutral outcome. Awesome. But yeah, now I'm out of dice, which means let's go skedaddle on out. Workshop done. Recovery. I have 5 supplies and 10 fuel. We are ready to roll. Map. Ice-rich asteroid. Malik's promise to the far spindle. Ice-rich asteroid. Malik and the Springtide are being held on Far Spindle until he can fill the water order. This asteroid might be the key to calming the administrators. Payment 250 Creo. That is a very good amount of Creo, especially considering that we are kind of broke right now. So let's do this one. Oh, interesting. Doing contracts also helps against the whole thing. Against the hunt. Well, in that case, let's do a few more things. Until the hunt reaches 3, maybe. And then let's go do the contract. So yeah, and Psycho... Besides, I have level 3 glitch. I should probably deal with that. Oh, I see how glitch works. Every time a dice becomes a glitch die, the glitch meter goes down. But the amount of glitch die I get per cycle is random. Okay, where else do I need to do the thingy? Right here. Oh, negative? Fuck you. The far spindle lives up to its name. Its tall stature making it a real effort to travel from end to end. The local solution to this problem are the transit tunnels, massive tubes bolted onto the outside of the spindle that allow for rapid passage from bottom to top. As you find yourself in one of these cavernous passages, bulky cargo haulers rushing by, you start to wonder if braving them is worth the effort. The shout rattles down the bare transit corridor like a gunshot, and is rapidly followed by a crunching impact. You spin back, pushing yourself against the side of the wide cylindrical passage. As you do, a hauler glides past, sending a rippling wave of air across you in its wake. Cadet? Huh. Why does this guy look familiar? Spiky air bike courier. When the roar subsides, you hear a string of expletives coming from nearby. A spiky-looking figure, clutching some oddly shaped wood-frame object, gestures wildly at the vehicle as it glides away. Dickhead! She spits an impressive glob of saliva down the tunnel, and it spirals in 0G. She turns to you in her anger. See that? Tried to slam me into a wall. Yeah, total dickhead. She nods firmly. No shit. Haulers hate us. She sniffs and looks you up and down. Not supposed to be in the transit system without a vehicle. She squints. Not like I can, but maybe you do. What about you? Oh, she does have a vehicle. Right, sorry. Like I said, I don't care. She rolls one of her shoulders, stretching it out. You're new here, right? That obvious. She shrugs sympathetically. Nothing to be ashamed of. Let me give you a tip. She begins checking her open frame vehicle, tightening bolts and untangling pipes. Avoid the haulers. Dickheads, a lot of them. Especially the water haulers. They're better than anyone. Don't mess with the don't mess with the stevedores, though. They're good people. Get treated like shit by everyone else, just like us. She rapidly plugs and unplugs a series of connectors. They'll show you the shortcuts. And never, ever get in a Spindlejack's way. She smiles, spinning the vehicle in her hand. Spindlejack? She thumps her chest. You're liking that one. She pauses, considering something. Then, suddenly, she reaches into one of her many pockets and pulls out a small transparent rectangle punched with holes. Text glints within, reading Cadet, Stripline Express. You take it. Cadet, she flexes proudly. That's me. Stripline is my outfit. Kamel's the dispatcher. Small outfit. We punch above our weight. Dispatch is here in the Spindle score. But I run transit tunnels up and down the Spindle 10 times a cycle. You need anything moving in the spindle? Data, tech, messages too hot for the hotline? Come find me. So you're a courier. Got a damn one. She kicks off the wall and mounts her bike, triggering a small burst of compressed air to keep herself steady in the transit passage. You hear a buzz of distorted speech from what you assume is her dispatcher. Cadet angles her head to the communicator and mutters back into it. Get a hop, sleeper. She looks at you and something flickers in her eyes. An idea? Or perhaps just a realization. Be able to help me with something. Package that's been bothering me. She squints down the passage. Come to the office eh, strip line. That's the word. Come to the office at Sprit. Oh, how did I screw it up after I just said it? Come to the office at Strip Line in a few seconds, and I'll show you. Do I have a choice? Of course I have a choice. What kind of response is this? Sure. Well, call it a favor on account of me saving you from being flattened by a hauler. She winks. Now, you better get out of here before another hauler tries to squish you. You step back as she twists the handlebars and bursts of air send her flying down the transit corridor at an unsettling speed. You watch her go, slightly caught off guard by her final remarks. But what a courier need you for? You turn the idea over in your head as you find a way out of the transit corridor, back to the safety of the main concourse. I'm guessing she wants me to hack into something, but we'll see. Now I need to wait 2 cycles anyway. I'm starving. That means I need consumables. Positive outcome. Ooh, that's a lot of energy. And 2 levels on impressing Nemba. Nice. Oh man, I didn't need to use that. I have 0 level die. I could have used those. Whatever. Under the underhang, help the residents. Let's help the residents. Minor drive complete. And new location. Scrap the ship. Scrap shift. The scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash from valuable scrap. Buy scrap components, process raw scrap. The scrappers will process your scrap in bulk, pay you for the offcut, and return you the processed plates. It's not a bad deal. Oh, so I can get something special out of this. Processed scrap. Cut and warped scrap plating ready for the exchange. Ooh, so now I have actual like material processing before it gets to a point where I can use it or sell it. Interesting. Alrighty then. Ah, yes, I got a skill point. Hmm. Do I have any other drives? Diagnose your frame, find potential crew, help cadet. Gaia's Gyre, Spindle. You know what? Let's get this one. Toggle tracking. Hmm. 3 times 4, that is 12. Not the worst deal in the world. Oh, it's giving me energy. Shit. I shouldn't be wasting it like that. Let's do that next cycle. For now, what can I use these dice for? I suppose I can use them on here. Even if I already have full energy, at least here I have a 20% chance of doing something. Oh wait, it's a 20% for a positive outcome, not a neutral outcome. Interesting. So a zero-sided die can be quite a Hail Mary as well. Oh my gosh. Get a positive outcome with a glitch die. Hell yeah. Okay, 2 times the charm, 2 times the charm. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh. Finally, luck is on my side. Hell yeah. Okay, let's see who Nemba is. Sleeper, Nemba wants to see you. You nod to the other volunteers as you wipe off your hands and clip your cutlery to the magnetic rack. You drift out of the improvised canteen, on your way to the kitchen in the back. It was a busy shift, and each shift seems busier than the last. That makes sense, of course. You've seen the steady flow of refugees arriving from the inner system. And most of them, with barely a chit to their name, end up in the underhand. As you cross into the kitchen, you can still hear the rumble of the refugees. The other chef leads you past the rehydrators and the hand-built centrifugal oven to a small office unit in the back of the kitchen. They knock on the door for you, then glide away to finish their own meal, leaving you to wait by it. You look around the small but carefully arranged kitchen as you wait. Your shifts here have left you familiar with the mix of improvised and salvaged equipment, some of which you had never seen before you came here. Oh, huh. They look way more normal than I expected. They're almost like they're from the wrong game. Man, sleeper. Nemba is patched at the desk, uplit by a small transparent terminal screen, reading glasses perched on the end of his nose. You've seen Nemba before, but not as much as you'd imagine you would while working in a place called Nemba's Kitchen. Even though there isn't a proper sign out front, everyone in the underhang knows its name. The man himself is more of a mystery. Apart from the occasional barked order and the busy kitchen, he is a little more than a blur to you. Why do you work here? He barely looks up from his terminal screen, the scrolling ticks reflected in his lenses. The food is good, I want to help. I mean, at first it was the food, but then it was curiosity, wondering what I could get from getting Nemba's attention. So maybe I'll say I like to stay busy. Uh-huh. Nemba stops scrolling the screen and looks over his glasses at you. You do well, you're sleeping. You're fast, precise. You're doing good work. He goes back to scrolling. Thanks. Nemba lifts a hand in response. That's my worry, sleeper. With workers like you, they move on. Fast. He leans back and looks at you. 10 cycles, maybe more, maybe less, and then they are gone. And the team gets used to having them here. Gets used to working at the pace. Then suddenly they have to work differently. They have to pick up the slack, change jobs, change stations. And a few of them think, well, maybe it's time I moved on too. So what I found is good workers are trouble, especially those who come and go like you. He pauses, watching you. Let him speak. This place, it runs on consistency, sleeping. Those that turn up every cycle, good or bad, they get the people fed. He takes off his reading glasses, inspecting them for smudges. Let's be honest, that ain't you. So let's get to it. I can't use you in the kitchen anymore. You're done. Sorry. What? But this place also runs on all those machines out there, on the supplies I can open, the donations. Feeding refugees from the inner system is logistics as much as it is chefing. Which is why I'm cooped up in the back. So, maybe you're gone. I never see you again. Okay, thanks for coming. We'll soldier on without you. But maybe you still want to be useful. Maybe I heard you have a ship. He smiles at you. Yeah, maybe I heard you chatting. Maybe I have a little something held up in a place only a ship like yours can reach. I negotiated the purchase of some valuable inner system spores from a group that came from there, but they somehow ended up in the depot in Greenbelt. So, if you head to Greenbelt and you find the delivery and you bring it back, well, that would be helping. That would be the kind of helping a good worker, even an inconsistent worker, might be able to offer me. Seems like the kind of thing that someone genuine, someone who wants to help for real, might do, don't you think? But it also seems like the kind of thing that might sit on a list of priorities so long it disappears and never gets done. I've seen that happen too. I guess we'll find out which it is. He deftly places his reading glasses back on his face and continues to scroll the screen on his terminal. You know the way out, sleeper. You turn in the doorway, slightly taken aback, and it slides shut behind you. You glide out through the kitchen, through the improvised canteen and the people eating and chatting there, and into the cold underhand passage beyond. All the time considering what you might do next, and recalling the persuasive glint in Nemba's eyes. New driver, though. Okay. Interesting logic. Well, he's correctly clocked Sleeper as an adventurer drifter video game character. Yeah, he's fully aware what's happening. He knows that the moment I've done my side quests on the station, I am getting the heck out. Okay, find potential crew, help cadet. I am out of the die, which means it is time for a nap. Nappenheimer. The big nap. Okay, one glitch die. Die. Now let's see who we will run into here. The far spindle is an exhausting place to find freelancers. There is no shortage of spaces here. The corridors and bays thronged with crew inbound and outbound, on or between contracts, trading stories, contacts, and materials. But whatever language, appearance, or code identifies someone is worth signing on with, you don't seem to have it. Perhaps it is because you are a new face, or are noticeably unsure, or perhaps it is just because you are a sleeper. You push the thought to the back of your mind, and instead focus on what's in front of you, the vast cylindrical tank at the center of Gaia's Gyre. The first time you entered the bar, you floated open-mouthed. You opened with open mouth, much like all the new arrivals do, at the sight of the huge kelp stack. The biggest you have ever seen. Even now, your eyes fixed on the thoughts of seaweed and that weave in circular water. Beyond the curve of dirty glass, you find it impressive. I'm dipping out for now. Have a good stream. Bye-bye, Mick. It's great to have you here. Bye-bye. You take a sip of the harsh, saline-scented rag from its magnetic vessel, secured to the bar. As you suck on the straw, your eyes following the shining fronds, you hear someone clearing their throat beside you at the bar. Yuijin. Huh. Ambitious freelancer. Hypnotic, isn't it? The voice is low and rumbling, and comes from the large figure on the stool next to you. The fluorescent lights behind the bar glint in his eyes, shining up into the wide, rough face. I've heard talk you are hiring. The figure turns to face you. You don't recognize him, but in the shifting light of Geyer's Gaia, that isn't surprising. From who? He shrugs and looks around the bar. Sleepers tend to draw attention. You follow his eyes around the bar and notice a couple of the patrons are eyeing you. Eugene, currently freelance. He turns on his stool and leans back a little. The effect is clearly meant to impress on you his size. I have to admit, it works. Served on a whole slate of crews of the Spindle. Cutters, mercs, extractors. He smiles and places a broad hand on his chest. Broad skill set, good work ethic, sense of humor, full package. Humble too. He clucks with his tongue, smiling. I like you already. You're going to get on. I'll run anything out of this far Spindle. I'm tough and quiet, and you won't need to worry about me. He folds his arms across his chest. What kind of work are we talking about? Before you can answer, a voice echoes out from behind you. Eugene! You look over your shoulder to find the source of the shout. Busy as always, I see. Vesna? Ooh. Okay, that's a cool design. Cold and hardened captain. A group of 3 spacers drift up behind you, one of them placing a heavy hand on your shoulder. She is fitted with matte metal optical implants, and you cannot see her eyes. The caustic glint from the dark tank plays across her face. Too busy to keep in touch, she sighs. Really don't like it when I have to come and find you. Vesna. Eugene nods politely at her, not betraying any strong reaction. Do I look like I'm socializing? He shakes his head. This is a meeting. Oh, meeting! Vesna squeezes your shoulder. Is that what this is? Yes, Vesna, we are talking about your delivery, in fact. Eugene smiles widely. My friend here is being very helpful. He shoots you a knowing glance. Yeah, that's right. Vesna turns to you with a raised eyebrow, but before she can speak, Eugene cuts in. This sleeper has a unique ability to extract data. Eugene smiles at Vesna. Exactly the kind of data you have been asking for. So, if we can just get back to it, Eugene gestures towards you, then I can deliver what you need. You know, Eugene, I'm pretty tired of this whole act. She gestures dismissively at him. But in the end, it doesn't matter. She drops her hand from your shoulder to her belt. Your eyes follow it down, and you see a dark boxy shape there. A weapon? You either deliver by the deadline, or you don't. And when you don't, she smiles slightly, I'll be happy to take you through the consequences. Until then, she shoots you a final glance. Just do whatever the hell you want. Vesna and the two spacers flanking her glide out of the bar, and Eugen watches them go with little emotion. So, Eugen's smile returns. You were about to hire me? What was that about? Vesna, he shrugs. She's just trying to rush me, it's all. I won't be working with her again. He pauses, choosing his words carefully. Of course, I can't talk about the particulars. You understand. Vesna just wants to scare you off. She likes to cause me trouble. Yunjin looks away, out of the door to the bar. Let's not let her. He pauses in silence for a moment, looking away. You try to get a read on him, but his face is blank. Only his glittering eyes hint at some rapid internal activity. He turns back to you and meets your eye. A sudden shift in his manner obvious. If you need crew, you need work. You need work. If you need work, you need crew. Is that right? He doesn't stop you. He doesn't stop for your answer. Well, I can offer both hard work and good contract with a good payout. You take me with you on this job, and you take me with you on this job of mine, and we split the take. He looks down, thinking. Hell, if you do, I'll consider signing on long term. Think of that. Or recruiting. What's the job, actually? Salvage. I know a wreck untouched by local crews, which recently turned up in the wash. It's just a little sunward from there, but its disabled transporter makes it invisible to anyone who doesn't know it's there. Had to squeeze the location out of a contract, but I'll share it with you for a straight split. You'll make me your crew, and we'll claim it all. It's going to be a good payout. He winks. A really good one. What's the catch? Eugen frowns. No catch? No catch. He leans back and looks around the bar. Happy to take offer elsewhere. I just felt like you were right captain for this one. I'll be ready to go when you like. Eugen pauses. As good fate, I'll also fly out with you on any job from the far spending. But I'm not leaving station with you yet. Not till we get job done first. After that, we can talk flying together. No need to rush into it. He shakes her hand firmly, his palm rough and pitted, then turns back to his drink. You slip out of the bar, looking to see if Vesna is nearby. You don't spot her among the passing crews, but you can't help but imagine eyes on you in the bar. You shake it off, having become familiar with the feeling of being observed. What matters is you have found yourself a crew member and a contract. Whether either will come good, however, remains to be seen. Nice. We got a drive, which means that I can get a level up. Reroll +1 dice. No dice damage on push reroll. I'd rather not receive dice damage. That's not something I can deal with easily. Let's get this upgrade. -2 stress if reroll is 6. Reroll random dice but +1. Anyway. So members kitchen. Yeah, I cannot work here anymore. That sucks. And she wants me to wait one more cycle until I can do stuff. Beltborn Venture. Diagnose your frame, help Cadet, help Nemba, recruit Yunjin. Eugen. Signal Station, Beltborn Venture. This one might work. Venture bar shift. Bar shift. Depends on what my reward for doing this is actually. Neutral outcome 5 Creo, Gambler's Friend. What's a positive going to do? Neutral again. Oh, fuck you too. Fuck are you, game? Here. Anything new at Gaia's Gaia? Nope. Just sources of food. Scrapper Ship, Spindler's Edge, Members Kitchen, Members Chimkin. Okay, yeah, nothing else on the station except this. So yeah, why not? +5 Creo. Positive outcome. It just gives me more money, but not that much more money. So what the fuck it, let's use the glitch die. Worst case scenario, I'll lose some energy, which I have a lot. Positive outcome, holy crap. I think I'm starting to like the glitch die. Anyway, that's all the dice. Let's take a nap. Oh, stuff is happening. Oh, Cadet! Sniper! Cadet drifts from the shadows outside Bliss's Bay, looking around nervously as she approaches. Seems like I'm going to need to call in that favor. Her face is pale and deathly serious. You good? She doesn't seem to hear, distracted by a group of spacers gliding noisily down the passage behind her. She waits until they pass. Night-night, Pine. Good night. Sweet dreams. Someone hit strip line. No idea where Kamal is, but your goons tearing the place apart as we speak. She screws up her face in pain. Even tried to grab me, but those muffleheads are slow. Wait, what? What attack a courier? No idea. She shakes her head. These were typical renter thugs. Could have been anyone with shits to burn. Remember that package I asked your help with? The one that was bothering me? I remember you mentioning it. I reckon it got something to do with it. The job was a bust, but the job was a bust. An express run all the way to the Underhag. But when I got there, no one was home. She is whispering now, leaning closer. The place was all smooched up, like someone got there first. Should have dumped the package and run, but I brought it back like a good girl. Stashed it in a safe spot at the strip line. Though the sender might come thought the sender might come recover it. And when they did, well, I got curious and popped it open. She shakes her head. Stupid thing to do. Inside was a drive encrypted to hell and back. When I ran into you, well, I heard sleepers are good with data, with tech, so I thought you might be able to take a look at it. She shrugs. Now strip lanes is trash too. Here's the thing. She glances around. Back when I popped it open, I noticed the drive hit a dispatch marker. Export? Oh. Oh, interesting. Could it be connected to Expo getting atomized? Atomized? Yeah, that's where I'm at too. This thing was sent out from there just before it got cooked. And with the kind of attention I've been getting the past couple of cycles. She slips a hand terminal from her bag, taps a couple of times, then holds it up to you. Cadet stares out at you from the screen, straight-faced and pale. Besides her picture, you see in block capitals, Spindlejack Cadet 754, in breach of Far Spindle Code B12 plus F34. Reward for information leading to capture, considered dangerous. Dickheads blasted it over the transit channels. Every Spindlejack, Howler, and freight carrier is gonna be watching for me. She pulls back the hand terminal angrily, stuffing it away in her bag. Something's going on. Anyone who can help? She looks away. Spindlejacks don't make friends easily. Now all the couriers I do know are looking to turn me in for a payout. She snaps her head to the side, her eyes flashing with anger. Why do you think I'm here? It's not for that favor, Sleeper. She meets your eye. My connections are burned. Hell, my whole career is gone. I need to fight back. If I walk away, there's nothing to walk away to. She softens a little. I need your help. Well, what can I do? I need you to get the drive. She takes a breath. If they want it that much, then I can use it to buy my way out of this shithole. And I tucked it away somewhere safe. So my guess is they haven't got it yet. You just slip in, I'll give it a location, and pull the thing out. She folds her arms. Should be simple. None of this is simple. Just snatch it and go. Don't overthink it. Look, this thing turns out to be worth something. You'll get your due. All I want is my life back. The drive is in the workshop. There's the loose panel behind the airbike track. She leans in. It's taped on the back of the fuse box inside. I've got to keep heading down Spindle to the overhang past the end of the transit tunnels. No one will let me out there. I'll come find you when it's done. I've still got some network access. I'll know when you go in. She winks, offering no further explanation. My bike's locked up nearby. I'm gonna hop. Do me this favor, then we are clear. Stay safe. Doing my best, Sleeper. She gives you a mock salute. I wonder if we can convince her to join us. She slips back into the shadows, and a few moments later you hear the percussive pulse of an airbike accelerating away. You know, at least, what it's like to be on the run, to flee your life. And in that, you feel an empathy, a connection with Cadet. But from every other angle, this thing looks like bad news, the kind of sensible person would steer clear away from. And perhaps you would steer way clear, if it wasn't for one detail that is stuck in your mind. The drive is from Hexport. Is all that enough to send you down Stripline in search of that drive? Only time will tell. Stripline Express. It's gonna take me a few turns to do this. But there doesn't seem to be a time limit, so maybe I will go do a mission first, and then we'll go do that thing. So, but I am gonna spend my dice that I have on me right now, because there's nothing else to spend them on. Scope security, cut your way in. Stripline is nested among other units, each with a mess of ducts and access passages. There must be a back door or a way to make one. That should be interfacing, not engineer. Ugh. Scope security. The Renta thugs Cadet mentioned are guarding Stripline while they search for the drive. Better to scope them out before heading in. Positive, yay. If I get 4 positives, I might even do it in this cycle. Oh my gosh, two positives? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Neutral. Negative. Ugh. Well, might as well spend the last die. Positive. Oh man, if I had just one more die. But yeah, we can do this next cycle. Unless... No, I don't see any other progress markers. So we can go do an assignment, and when I get back, I can go help Cadet. So map, hidden wreck, Eugene's tip-off, Ice Rich asteroid, Malik's promise for the far spindle. Both of them are risky. Eugene has the location of a lost wreck that he says holds some priceless salvage. Is this a wild goose chase or a golden opportunity? Only one way to find out. There's the payment is a question mark. So now let's do Ice Rich asteroid first. Confirm. I only got those 2. Right, because Seraphim, he's hurt. He can't help us. He's not ready to be a party member. So I guess I'll have to go with Bliss and Eugen. What are his skills? Oh, he's got 2 skills. He's got... Fuck, I forgot what that is. I think that's intuition and endure. Nice. Bliss has... Wait, no, that's intuition. Nah, we'll see when we'll start that mission. Travel to contract. Confirm. Should be simple enough. We just need to go to an asteroid and check whether there's water. The asteroid looms large in the cockpit's glass. Light glints off the sheets of surface ice. The same glint that must have caught Malik's attention when he was fleeing the Conway countermeasures that damaged the Springtide. There's been no sign of Conway drones or mines, but that hasn't stopped Seraphim from being cautious in his approach. You have to admit, you found yourself searching the black void of space for a telltale blinking red beacon too. Close enough to jump to the surface. Seraphim locks down the engines. I don't see anything on the scope, but I'll keep a look just in case. Thanks. He nods without looking up from the controls. I say we call this snowball fast. Eugen shrugs. The less time we are out here, the less likely we are to run into anything Conway left behind. He smiles. Simple. Sure. But fast means messy, and messy means more damage to the ice. We don't need to crack the shelf and lose half the water we came to survey. Who said anything about messy? Eugen stretches, unclipping from his seat. Fast and clean. He winks at you. Easy. You unclip from your seat and kick off towards the airlock. The scale of the asteroid is troubling, but Seraphin assured you on the journey here that surveying it would be easy enough. Just take a sample from the deep ice for testing. The problem, he said, is getting down that deep. You'll have to cut away at the ice, dig yourself a hole, and doing so will create fractures in the shell. The asteroid may be big, but it is held together with only a weak gravitational force. The more ice is cracked away, the less there is for the far spindle to harvest. Something you doubt Malik will be happy about. You push the worry to the back of your mind and get suited up. Something on your mind? Bliss drifts up beside you and pulls a suit from the rack. Just hope we don't mess this up. The job. They shrug. I don't want to jinx it, but it seems simple enough. Can't say rock, or in this case, ice cutting is my usual strength. But it's gotta be simpler than slicing a hole without touching any of the internals. Bliss zips up their suit. We'll be fine. Bliss's reassurance that they don't have any experience with the job you're about to do doesn't exactly calm your worries, but their nonchalant attitude helps, especially when you consider the volume of ice you are about to start cutting into. Cheer up. Bliss punches you on the arm as you get into the airlock. Might never happen. The lock cycles and you find yourself staring out at the glinting surface of the asteroid. 1 second, sleeper. Seraphin's voice comes from the comms. I'm seeing something here. Some kind of man-made shaft on the far side of the asteroid. Interesting. Yunjin stood beside you in the airlock, but in his vacuum you only hear him through the comms link. Who sometimes stash goodies on rocks like this. Let's go take a look. He pats you on the shoulder. Just hold up. Seraphin's voice cuts through. The survey is our top priority, and the integrity of the water ice. Hunting for buried treasure comes dead last on the to-do list. You can almost hear his eyes roll through the comms link. Don't get distracted. It kind of feels like Seraphin is the captain now. Look at me, I am the captain now. You squint at the rock and spotted dark recess just over the curve of the asteroid. Don't the distraction then. You refocus on the ice sheet. Time to get started. Alrighty, let's do this. Ice sheet, and here is the frozen shaft. Let's check it out at least. Explore the cracks, clear the ice. Shaft descent. Frozen and dark, descending the shaft to whatever lies beneath is a dangerous and delicate process. Clear the ice, explore the cracks. Could do that, but first things first, like Seraphin said, we need to check on the ice. Survey surface. Interface. Yes, that is where I come in. A section-by-section surface scan will guide you to a good sampling location, but with such a vast sheet, progress will be slow. Sampling location. To get a survey of the water quality and volume, you'll need to make a sample core from the deepest section of ice. Slice away ice. Rather than scanning for a sampling location, you can make one by chipping away the surface ice to reach the core. This is an aggressive approach. Okay, if I guarantee a positive outcome, will it still cause damage to the asteroid? Let's see. Okay, no damage to the asteroid. Awesome. But okay, 50% positive, 50% neutral. A neutral gives me stress. But I can kinda handle stress, but I also need to be careful. One of my die is close to breaking. I cannot repair my dice outside of contracts. Bliss, you're up. If it's broke, I'll fix it. Hope Seraphim saw that. Oh, they're cute. Man, I really like Bliss in this game. 25% chance for negative. Yeah, let's do it. Risk it for the biscuit. Oh, fudge. Not what I was going for. Oh, really now? Ah. Let's do the safe approach. Survey the surface. Okay, +2 on sampling location. No damage on reroll. Okay. Oh, I get it now. What no damage on reroll means. Okay. Reroll now. I will get stress. Okay, let's check out the frozen shaft. Clear the ice. Explore the cracks. Yunjin is gonna be useless here. Got no safe actions to take. Now let's reroll. A 2? Really? That was a bad idea. Send neutral. Neutral isn't going to cause anything bad on a risky danger level. Damn it! Okay, fuck it. Let's. Or wait. Ah, no, I cannot use Yunjin there. Eugen. And cycle. Oh, those are terrible dice. What the hell? Oh my god, I got so much damage. Oh, this is bad. Oh, shit. Okay, come on, Bliss. Don't fuck this up. Positive outcome. Okay. Yeah, you sure did. You smashed it. Smash Bros. Bros, that's smash. Okay, please don't be negative, please. Phew, okay, positive, awesome. We are one roll away from getting what we need. Okay, you know what? Fuck it, Eugen. You're useless anyway. I don't care if you get some stress. Do something. I can take it, don't worry. Ah, boy. I have terrible dice. Absolutely horrid. I might lose some dice if I get any more ones. And I cannot risk a push because that will make number 2 die also lethal. Hmm. The shaft may be clogged with ice, but dark cracks suggest a more subtle way through, even if it might be slow going. 50% neutral, 50% negative. It's not danger, so worst that can happen, I think, is she gets some stress, so fuck it. Yep, she just got some stress. Now wait forward. She can handle the stress. And we need to rest. Okay, now that's more like it. Those are some beautiful dice. Wow. Neutral. Nice. Now we got the deep ice. Extract core sample. Oh shit. Only Eugen is useful here? And it's a dangerous roll? Oh gosh, this is gonna be bad. Wait, what if I use a 6-sided die? Oh, it's still horrid. Oh man. This really ain't good. Let's push through, yeah. Please work, please work, please work. Negative again. I'm gonna crack this asteroid open, bro. I might as well try this side. 100% positive. Gotta stay positive, you know? Finish the power vent out. Oh my gosh, that's horrid. That is El Terrible. But why does that matter if you were asleep? Why are you awake again? Didn't you go to sleep? Do you need power to sleep? No shade, by the way. We all need our little night lights to be able to sleep comfortably. Okay, I eat now for reals. Okay, night-night. Sweet dreams. Meanwhile, 25% for a negative. Come on, Blizz, do your job. Okay, neutral, nice. Now this job is not going well. End cycle. Have a good stream, cutie. Not you. Fusion, can you please get dice that don't suck? Oh. Let's keep trying. Okay, shaft descent. Derelict bunker. Scavenge data. Some mysterious terminals sit in the dark.
Their cases may be rusted, but perhaps the drives inside can be spun up. Scavenge hardware. You inspect lumps of corroded scrap frozen into the walls. This place looks grim, but maybe within the ice you can find something useful. Rusted treasures. The place has been abandoned for decades, but perhaps there are some useful components tucked away. Ghost of the past. What was this place? If you can get one of the terminals started, perhaps you can extract some answers. Ooh, I've got a plus with this. But this is a dangerous roll. Now what? Let's do this. Nice, I'll be able to get this easy peasy. Positive outcome. Rusted treasures. I got, rare components, 2 of them. Awesome, that will help greatly with my broken dice. I guess I can afford to take some more damage now. We'll see. As for this, 25 positive, 50% neutral. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Positive, awesome. Okay, I'm not risking that level 2 die. Deep ice. Okay, Eugene. Please don't fuck this up. Neutral. Okay, he just received some stress. He can handle it. He said so himself. Okay, a neutral result gives us 2 bars, which means I need 1, 2, 3 or 4 more successes. At least one of them is positive. That means I only need 3. Okay, awesome. That's how I do it. That's how you do it. That is how you do it, yes. Okay, time to rest again. We are about to run out of supplies, so not many cycles left. Shit, there goes one of my dice. And another one sustained damage. Lovely. And Eugene once again has absolutely horrid dice. What did I hire you for, man? Let's just get this for now. A flickering screen catches your eye in the dark of the bunker. A distorted female face, further refracted by the surrounding ice, stares at you from the terminal with blank white eyes. You move closer, straining to hear her voice, but the recording is silent, or perhaps the terminal's audio output is broken. All you can do is watch the pale face as it contorts through the corruption and noise. It could be explaining some important secret, long forgotten, or just recounting a personal anecdote. It is hard to tell. Circles and curving arcs flash across the face, graphical visualizations of orbits and flight plans. You squint at them, the shapes unknown to you. And then, as soon as it starts, the playback ends, leaving a frozen frame on the screen, a ghost face, circled by orbits. You slot a drive into the terminal and copy what residual data is left, unsure where it would lead you. Once it is done, you shut off the terminal once and for all. And as you leave the bunker, the pale face flashes once more in your mind. Those blank eyes, that flat stare. Was that a human? Or something else? You turn the image over in your mind, unsure of its importance. But that's it? I was hoping it would give me something. That was useless. Oh, okay. Eugen, do something. Oh, fuck. Bliss, you've got a six-sided die, and there's literally nothing else I can use you for, so please do something. We are going to break this asteroid. End cycle. Oh, I got data. Okay, I get it. That wasn't useless. I got Solheim data. Not sure how I can use it, but we'll see. Oh my god, Eugen literally didn't get a higher dice than 4 a single time that we are here. Not once. Oh my gosh, I beg of you, dude, please. Please don't fuck me over. Are you kidding me? We're screwed. There is no coming back from this. Every cycle gives one stress. Eugen is one stress away from literally dying. And the asteroid is one stress away from exploding. Oh man, is that going to be the death of the mission or? Ah. 25% chance. Oh man. This is a Hail Mary, an actual Hail Mary that I am doing here. Please, video game, don't screw me over. Shit, okay. Okay. Things aren't completely over yet. We still need 2 more successes. Bliss now has this exact same chance. 25% for a positive chance, 50% for neutral. That is a 75% chance of not losing the mission immediately in the next one click. Hail Mary Part 2. Come on. Holy shit! Okay, we might still be able to do it. We might be able to salvage this. We're gonna accumulate a little more stress, but... In circle. Yeah, I wonder if Eugen will be. Nope. Eugen is literally out of commission. Oh my god, Bliss is 2 6-sided die. Okay, Bliss. It's all on you, all or nothing. Please, 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 please. Shit! Well, I have completed the objective, but also the fracture has happened. Only question is, will the game be merciful enough to give me the win or not? Oh, jeez, okay, all laughing. You feel the rumble through your suit, the ice first shifting, a tremor running through it, and then cracking into spidery, branching shapes. Sleeper, Seraphim's voice comes cracking through the comsuit. What did you do? You turn to see a whole section of ice sheet, in horrifying silence, break away from the surface of the asteroid. As it does, glowing in the sunlight, a cloud of dust washes across you, blotting out the stars. Watch out! You hear Seraphim shout into the comms, his voice distorting beneath the soft patter of dust raining down on your suit. Leap away. 75% chance, come on. Neutral. You see the glittering storm of ice shards and kick off from the surface. You glide up and out as glinting chunks of ice batter your suit. You hold up your arms to protect yourself, deflecting blows as you drift. The storm of shards subsides into a cloud of sparkling particles, and you turn to look at the damage left behind. A large chunk of the ice sheet has broken away. The surface of the asteroid beneath it cracked and fractured. All around the rock, ice and dust drift together, their vector taking them out of the orbit of the small body. Maybe don't tell your client that we just optimized half of the water on this rock. Bliss's voice trembles through the comms. I'm not an expert, but I don't think they'll be impressed. You watch the bright dust of the ice sheet as it tumbles away into the black, large chunks catching the light beautifully as they spin. It's one hell of a sight, but it might turn out to be an expensive mistake. You look across the asteroid and notice something missing. The black shape of the shaft. Whatever secrets were left in there, they've been buried forever. The sample core, a long and weighty cylinder of cloudy ice, comes up of the borehole cleanly. It glows in the sunlight, catching the rays on its frosted interior. Nicely done, Sleeper. Bliss chirps through the comms. I've never caught an asteroid before, but the result is pretty. Let's just hope it's drinkable. Let's not melt it down in liquid refreshment just yet, Seraphim chimes in. It's likely packed with unpleasant impurities. Question is, are they the kind of impurities the first spindle can filter out? Seeing as we've already lost a chunk of the ice of this rock, let's try to keep that core up. Let's try to get that core up here without breaking it, shall we? Seraphim shuts off his comms. You start the journey back to the ship, dragging the sample core with you. As you do, you look back down at the asteroid, wondering if it might be the bargaining chip Malik has been looking for. You'll know soon enough. Extract the ice core without spoiling the hull? But I did spoil it. Or wait, let me check. Extract the ice core without spoiling the hull. Huh. So what? Was I allowed to do several mistakes or something? Check concluded. You can now travel back to the hub. Once you have, you will not be able to return. Leave contract. Yes, please. On the journey back from the asteroid, you poured over the tests Malik has given you to run, improvising the necessary equipment from your mess. Each one produced spools of data, much of which you could parse. Arriving into the vicinity of the far spindle, you broadcast these strings of data to Malik's personal terminal on the spring tide, as instructed. Despite all this preparation, you are still surprised when you find Malik standing at the far side of the docking tunnel as you leave the rig. Sleeper, he nods neatly at you. I thought it was better I calm down here, away from my crew, to discuss your findings. And the findings were straight to the point. He claps his hands. Good. As suspected, the asteroid was indeed rich with water ice. Thankfully, the contaminants can be dealt with. He speaks matter-of-factly, betraying little emotion. With the data you have provided, I should be able to convince the Far Spindle administrator of its worth. And back. Hey, Mac! Welcome back! Man, you should have... Yeah, it's just us two, unfortunately. I guess people weren't as interested in Citizen Sleeper as they were in other games. Not that I mind too much. But man, you should have been here like 5 minutes ago. I was doing a contract to like mine an ice asteroid, and oh my gosh, everything went to hell. It was bad roll after bad roll. I ended up like splitting the asteroid in half, which was definitely a bad thing, but I still got the thing I came there to get. So now I'm talking to the contractor and hoping he doesn't blast my ass for only completing the contract partially. With the data you provided, I should be able to convince the Far Spindle administrator of its worth. Then we're good? Malik smiles. That remains to be seen. Before I make payment, I would like to ask, in person, if you saw anything else of consequence. Anything to share with me that might affect my dealings with the Far Spindle. He folds his arms across his chest. I would prefer not to have any surprises when they go retrieve the water. Lie about the ice. Jeez, I can try to lie? I don't wanna. Lie your ass off. This isn't Disco Elysium. I can get into serious trouble if I do this. And the thing is, like, this is the kind of lie that will never catch up to me. He will know, like, once the ships go to the asteroid to actually mine it, he will know that I lied to him. The image of a section of the glittering ice, shattered, lost, spinning into the black, flashes before your eyes. Malik patiently awaits your answer. but here and now you'll get the money. I think he will still pay me. It just won't be as much as we hoped it would be. Like he's offering me 250 Creo. And I imagine, like, since I damaged the asteroid, he will give me 50%, which is like 125, which is still quite a bit. Not gonna lie. Oh man, if there were more people watching right now, I would set up a poll, but like that wouldn't be a whole lot of votes right now. Hmm. 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 Not to mention, like, it would definitely cause trouble if I ever decide to pay a visit to the space station he's actually from. And he's been courteous to me so far. Won't be a dick. Admit breaking the ice. You tell Malik about the part of the ice sheet that broke away, and the loss of a good portion of the asteroid's surface water. As you do, he grips the bridge of his nose and looks down. Thank you for your honesty. His expression is pained. It is possible that I can still negotiate the Springtide's release, but not without exchanges I did not wish to make. There must be consequences, of course. He sighs. Malik reaches into his pocket and produces a stack of cryochits, bound carefully with a strip of paper. He breaks the paper seal and splits the stack. Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. 120. He hands you part of the stack. Do not ask for more. You take the chits and quickly tuck them away. You take his advice and stay quiet. With that, our business is concluded, Sleeper. I must speak with the administrator to negotiate the release of my ship, and then prepare for immediate departure. The syndicate will be eager for my successful return. Farewell. He glides away from the dock, leaving behind the growing fear deep inside you. Oh. Sleeper. Seraphim catches your attention as you go to leave the ship. Can I have a minute? Of course. He ducks into a maintenance passage and waits for you to follow. In the narrow passage, framed by loose wires and thin conduits, Seraphim looks suddenly small, trapped. He looks at an open circuitry panel as he speaks, avoiding your gaze. You see he is playing with a coin in his hand, nervously spinning it in the air. Since we cleared Hexport, I've been putting feelers out for something. He rubs his hands nervously. I've been in the belt for a long time, and I came here alone. But back on Darkside, just before we made a break for it, I heard something. I heard someone was looking for me. He pauses, trying to organize his thoughts. Who's after you? I also heard something else. They said the person looking for me claimed to be my sister. Oh. Oh my gosh. Could it be? There is a character in the first game. I forgot her name, but I remember her because she was cool. And she said she was going to the outer belt to find her brother. And they both have gray skin. Well, not gray, brown skin, dark skin. Yeah, I'll call it dark skin. But she didn't have white hair. Then again, I have no idea why he has white hair. If it's genetic or if he is just that's stressed out. But if it's her, this would be cool. You have a sister? I did, yeah. Or I do. He shakes his head. I don't even know if it's really her. just because someone says they're my sister. Well, can't be sure. Thing is, I haven't seen my sister in a long time. I was still a kid when I left. So was she, though I didn't think she would have liked to admit it at the time. He smiles to himself. I know you don't remember how it was. Back in Darkside, I mean. We were alone, you and me. Lane didn't let us out much, just to work, and that was all. So when I heard one of the guys mention someone was sniffing around, trying to find me, I didn't know what to think. And then, hearing it could have been my sister. He tried to recall that time the cycle spent under Lane's influence, working for him in exchange for stabilizer. You close your eyes, focus, but the details flicker, the images collapse and reform. Has Seraphim told you this before? Was this all part of your plan? You wanted to go find her? Yeah, he shrugs. It changed things for me. The thought that she could be out there. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to get you out of there too. I know it doesn't matter now, but I told you about her back then, before. I'm sorry I don't remember. It's okay, Sleeper. I understand. Since we got away, since export, I've been asking around, speaking to spacers, traders, and like I said, something has finally come up. Seems whoever was trailing me left Darkside pretty soon after Utsubo got wind of her sniffing around. I doubt they made her feel very welcome, but I managed to get a name. The name she gave, Luz, was my sister's, but that doesn't mean much. It gave me something to follow. Okay, yeah, her name definitely wasn't Luz, but she might have changed her name just to be on the safe side. She bounced around the wash a little. Farspindle, Float Sam, not sure why though. He squints at a loose wire. Last thing she did was book passage to Wellspring on a Lotic freighter. That's it. That's it. How do you know this? I could have helped. I want some concrete, some clear. You wanna help? Now's your chance. I want to go to Wellspring, Sleeper. To know if it's really her. And if it isn't, settle what needs settling. Now is not the time. We have other priorities. Let's do it. Thank you, Sleeper. He meets your eye. Will admit it has been strange. Remind myself that everything we talked about back on Darkside, everything we did, it's lost now. But I'm glad to see you're still you, whatever that means. I'm not sure I know who I am. Me neither. Hey, better get back to it. Seraphim squeezes past you into the corridor and glides back toward the engine room. You watch him go, wondering if your past together can ever be reclaimed. Your mind wanders to thoughts of Seraphim's sister. For a moment, you wonder what it is like to have a family, and if you will ever know. Alrighty then. Help Cadet, help Nemba, recruit Eugen, find Seraphim's sister, diagnose your frame. Help Cadet. Well, what I need to do right now is fix my frame. This is workshop. Wait, if you're desperate, Bliss can make repairs with inferior components, but this will cause many glitches within your frame. There will be minor glitches. Oh, can you repair the gunshot wounds? Yeah, finally I can repair it, but it costs very expensive materials. And the way this works is that you see the dice appear. If I sustain enough damage, like getting shot or stuff like that, it'll break one of my die, and I can only repair it using these special dice. But the annoying thing is that I can only repair a dice once it is broken. So these two here, which are like one hit away from being broken, well, tough luck. I gotta wait until they are actually broken before I can repair them. So, big oof. But yeah, I can finally repair my frame. Though it also causes glitches within my system. And if I use low grade materials, it'll create a lot more glitches. That sounds like an oversight. No, that is very much intentional. The tutorial directly states this, that you can only repair a dice once it's broken. It's supposed to make me more careful about my assignments. Anyway, oh boy, I'm starving. Didn't even realize. Okay, need to buy some food somewhere. Gaia's Geyer. Order a rack. Buy kelp cakes. Yeah, let's buy kelp cakes. Yum yum yum. 4 segments. Man, fixing your frame somehow causes more glitches than walking around with bullet holes in you. Apparently. It all depends on the material I use, because even the high grade materials aren't really the, like from the manufacturer who built my frame. So even with expensive parts, it is essentially jury rigging. Okay, let's go help Cadet. Need to use this one. Don't fuck it up. Oh, are you kidding me? Jeez. Okay, I'll take a nap. Endero Cyclo. Oh, wait, right. I should probably have them search for supplies instead of fuel. We have plenty of fuel. Okay. Stripline Express. Yeah, let's do this safe. You've prepared all you can. Time to get in there and grab that drive. You slide the loose panel away from the wall, letting it float there beside the air bike rack. Behind it, in the dark, you see the blinking lights of the fuse box. A noise nearby draws your attention for a moment. The scrape of a sliding door, maybe? Or just some old system cycling in the walls. It took long enough to gain access to the Stripline Express bike garage, and longer still to find the safe route to the air bike tracks. But you are almost there. You have seen and heard the hired muscles searching and guarding the place, but have been lucky enough to not come face to face with them. Yet. You turn back to the darkness behind the panel. If what Cadet said is right, the drive is taped to the back of the fuse box in front of you. You reach through and around slowly, carefully, and your hand settles on something cold and metallic in the dark. It is taped firmly to the box. You pull at it, and it doesn't budge. A quiet rattle echoes from the dispatch office next door, and you freeze for a second. It seems Cadet was a little too enthusiastic with the tape. Tear it off, peel the tape. Engage on intuition. Well, they have the exact same success rate, but I think peel the tape is going to be quiet. So let's do peel the tape. Neutral. Oh, hell yeah. You close your eyes and feel for the seams of the tape. Taking your time, you pick at it, working each piece away from the drive. You hear a clattering sound nearby as you peel off the final piece, and the drive spins into your hand. Time to move. You slip the drive inside your coat and kick away from the wall, gliding back toward the maintenance corridor you entered from. As you cross the bike garage, you hear voices in the dispatch office next door. Just as you tuck yourself into the cool darkness of the maintenance corridor, a screech indicates the opening of a door from the office next door. Voices rumble through the room, and you quickly and quietly push yourself deeper into the gust of the building. Too close. Barely daring to breathe, you carefully make your way out of the maze of passages that brought you here. Their dodges and dead ends now familiar. Eventually, you spot a thin slit of light ahead. Marking the loose panel you levered open to gain entrance. You take a deep breath. Almost there. As you reach the gap, you freeze. Voices rumble from beyond. And peering through, you see two figures in the dark. In dark clothes searching the chaotic bay behind the strip line. Your eyes are drawn to the dark boxy weapon one holds at their side. Shit. You hiss silently to yourself, your eyes searching for a path through. Rush them. Wait for an opening. I'll wait. Intuition. Come on, baby. Neutral. You wait, silent and still, as the figures search. They split and drift across the bay. You take the chance, sliding open the panel and slipping behind the cargo boxes at the edge of the room. You work your way around until you can't get any further. You kick off hard, making a dash for the far side of the bay and the public passage beyond. Hey, she's already here. There's a hiss and the guttural clatter of pressure valve as an air bike pulls up beside you in the passage. Cadet leans over and grabs the collar of your coat. Up! In a moment, you're on the back of the air bike, clutching the strap of Cadet's bag as she guns it down the passage, the air resistance almost ripping you from the thin seat. You lean against the back and let out a sigh, the drive pressing into your ribs beneath your jacket. You did it. Still alive back there? Cadet's voice brings you back from the hypnotic rhythm of the tunnel lights rushing past the air bike. She slows the bike with a rapid series of hisses, and you realize she has brought you back to the passage outside Bliss's Bay. You try to understand the route she took, a long loop through the branching transit tunnels of the station, but you give up. You can let go now. She straightens up and you unhook your fingers from her back strap, separating yourself from her back. You push off the bike gently and floating in the passage beside her. Do you do the veer delivery for her? Oh, did you do the veer? Well, that one actually ended more interestingly. We didn't do a delivery. She basically came to us explaining that after she opened the package, shit went to hell. Because, like, the package was meant for a client that never showed up. So she just held onto it. She opened it, and it was a data disk. But the sender code was from the station that just blew up, the one that we escaped from. So apparently it had something to do with with whatever happened on that station. Yeah, but
Just a few days after that, a bunch of gangsters showed up and completely ruined the office. So now she's on the hunt. Not only that, but there's a bounty on her. And she came to us asking us for help to get the drive back and possibly clear her name. But I'm mainly doing this because whatever is on that drive might be very important. So many bounties going around. It sure seems like it. You okay? Look pretty rough back there. Appreciate you putting it all on the line for me. Okay, but who were those guys? I guess it's as good as mine, she shrugs. They don't look like anyone nice though. I wouldn't sweat it. Go on then. Let's see the drive. You fish out the drive out of your jacket and hand it over. That's the one. Should have chucked it out when I had the chance. You get your first good look at it, and there's not much to see, really. A small lump of solid slate memory with a few markers on the case. You spot a yellow hex among them. Hexport. What now? She winks, slides the bag around her shoulder to the front, and slots the drive neatly into a pocket. I know someone in the scaling yards who can crack anything. She'd be my first port call to crack this open. She stretches her shoulders. And I should make myself scarce from the spit line anyway, before those dickheads catch up with me. Well, you could come with us. Appreciate the offer, but I think it's best if we go our separate ways for now. 2 targets are harder to track than 1. She cycles the pressure valve on the bike impatiently. Cadet leans away from her bike, squinting out of the viewing window at your ship behind. That yours? She doesn't wait for an answer. If I'm not mistaken, that old thing is going to struggle to reach scatter yards, unless you've added a HazNav suit. HazNav? Yeah, belt between here and scatter yard is drying in debris. What's the next part? You'll need a hazard navigation to make the crossing safely. Lodek Syndicate created the tech to help their tankers across the belt. Common knowledge, really. Maybe if you head up Wellspring, you can barter or steal a suit, she adds casually. Cadet unties a bag lashed to her bike frame and holds it out to you. Here, not enough for a refit, but maybe you'll find some use for them. You take the bag and something clinks inside as you do. You open it to see a couple of engine components. Was gonna use them to boost her. She taps the frame of her air bike. But you deserve them. Not like I'll be doing many runs for a while now anyway. Thanks. It's nothing. Like I said, you deserve them. She flexes her fingers on her bike's handles, eager to be away. Cadet's air bike stutters and spurs, trembling in the air like an arrow ready to be loosened. See you around. She winks and guns the throttle, zipping off down the passage with a pulse of air that ripples through your clothes. You stare after her as she goes, the bag of components still hanging in your hand. You realize as you look down the passage that you never asked how Cadet plans to get to the scatter yards. That question, like a score of others, will have to wait until you run into her next. Although, you have a feeling she will find a way to slip away before you can ask him next time too. You head back towards the ship to stow the components, oddly wondering if you could justify bringing an air bike to Seraphin as you do. I'd like an air bike. Okay, so that's a minor drive done, and now we got a big drive to get to, what's it called, Scrapyard or something like that? Let's check the map. That's Flotsam, Holmes Rock,
Wellspring, Alien Gate, Scatter Yards. Yeah, no way I'm getting there without some kind of work. Could go to Float Sam, but there is a contract in this sector still that I can do. Yeah, the hidden wreck. Oh, ad break. Ad break, snack break. Yum yum. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I think that's all the quests done on this station at least. I can't think of anything else to do here. Oh hey, I just realized the particles that were around the ship here earlier are gone now since we completed the crisis event. That's cool. The map actually changes here compared to the first game. 3 hour mark. Quest on this station a lot. Quest on the station done. You going to continue or stop for now? I think I'm going to stop. Yeah, I think this is a good place to end it. I actually I am engaged. I could go on for a bit longer, but I don't want to do 4 hour streams during the week. So I think we're gonna call it today. Call it here. I know that's not it. Okay, let's save 67 seconds. Yeah, I think that's when we finish the quest. So yeah, let's go back to the main menu. And let's see if there's anybody we can raid. Maybe somebody will be playing something interesting. Ashana is still playing retro games. Orexia is playing Fierce to Fathom, but she's not really paying much attention to the chat right now, since it's a multiplayer game. Diva was playing Minecraft. Pigal is playing Power World. Ooh! Ooh, would you look at that? Esther is playing Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Oh my gosh, perfect timing. Hell yeah. Okay, let's raid her. Raid Aligna Esther. Someone else playing the Devil of the Outsider. Yeah. We raided her once playing Dishonored 2. She was on the last mission, so I thought I couldn't really stick around. But yeah, so now she's moving on to Devil of the Outsider. So awesome. I'm very curious to see somebody else play it, so yeah. Luna Esther. So yeah, that's it for today, folks. Thank you all so very much for watching. We'll be playing some more Citizen Sleeper soon. Probably tomorrow. I'm happy to be using the Live 2D model again. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Abelufina von Kreutz, and I am taking my leave. Bye-bye, Mick. Bye, Rand. Bye, Pi. Bye, who else was here? I don't actually remember who else was here. Apologies if I forgot. Bye, lurkers. I know there's somebody lurking. I see you. I know where you live. Bye-bye.